VR headsets. Everybody wants one, but they don't, or do they? Today, on griefburrito, we are going to be talking about the future of VR headsets, what we see the possibilities of the current headsets, and then share our predictions of what we think might happen in the future. Hey everyone, welcome back to griefburrito, all shiny new. I'm Harrison.
I'm Jordan. I'm back. I'm here.
He's back. He's back from the new job, and so am I. As you may have noticed, there hasn't been an episode in a little bit of a long time. This might come out perfectly timed for our fourth birthday.
First episode back, Hazz has a stroke. Within 5 minutes. We're taking another hiatus.
Got a hiatus again. Sorry, guys.
Flip, and then does it again.
Got to relearn to talk again, because that's kind of part of the podcast. You got to know how to talk for these kind of things, Jordan. If you hadn't noticed,
I can't read, so that's that.
Can't read. He can't count. I can't speak. So yes. Today we're going to be talking about VR headsets. We're going to start with the current VR choices and tech trends that we are seeing on the market right now. I thought a good place to start would be the Pico 4, as that's one that's just released, and it seems to be the one that most people seem to recommend as a first headset that I'm seeing online. Okay. Have you got any thoughts on the Pico? Have you seen it at all? Have you heard about it?
Not really. I've been out of the VR game, as it were, for a little while.
Oh, puns already. We're back.
That was completely accidental.
I don't believe you.
My first experience of VR was a Rift 2 dev kit, or Rift dev kit.
A dev kit? How'd you get a dev kit, you sneaky devil?
Some guy I know. I think he bought it on eBay, and then
I think he's a thief.
I fucked around on Half-Life 2 for a while, and then I got motion sick and was like, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
And then I bought the Vive, the initial Vive, with my first ever bonus.
Nice. Right, this leads into a very nice story, Jordan. I'm sorry, that game that made me sick at your house, was it called Boneyard?
Boneyard?
Or was it Boneworks?
Boneworks. What was happening in it?
I don't know, it was some like multi-physics thing where I was walking around.
Yeah, probably Boneworks.
Okay, so I told a lady that VR said that I was playing Boneyard. And she gave me a look like, you've been boning in a yard.
Did you invite her to the boneyard?
Exactly. I thought that after. I was like, shit, I'm pretty sure that's what that wasn't called.
That's what that wasn't. Oh, God. Oh, no. You can't go back.
Myself. No.
Yeah. Is that where you've had your hair cut shorter?
Yeah, I can't go back. They don't want to recognize me. I'm pretty sure I've got the clip of that. If I do, I will send it to Mimi to put in the episode.
It was called Boneyard or something. It was like this place where you can interact with loads of different areas of physics. And I lay on the sofa for 40 minutes feeling sick.
She was like the head of Manchester University as well. I've just remembered.
Don't want another degree anytime soon.
No. Well, if I can work my way into a degree like that, we'll see. Helen might let me get another degree that way. I doubt it. So the Pico 4, back to what we were talking about, it has inside-out tracking, Jordan, which means it tracks your hands from the headset, which I think is probably the biggest advancement I've seen in how it's actually designed to work. Because having base stations, it's so annoying to set them up and to keep them in the same place. Is that like the thing that annoyed you most about having your headset when you had to set them up?
The first one I had,
that was a big right.
I had to formulate. It's been a while. I'm regaining my podcast skill.
Which, getting there.
Arguably, I didn't have previously anyway.
You did.
So I ended up drilling them into the walls, so I didn't have to worry about it, which made it awkward when I moved out of living with my ex. And she was like, John, there are holes in the walls. I was like,
that was for my game time.
Yeah, it's all good. But it was fine. Once I got them mounted and left there, it was all good. I actually like the base stations because it means that...
Oh, really?
If you lose if you put your hands down or behind your back and stuff, that's it.
Okay.
It will kind of mess with the tracking to a degree, or if you're stretching out too much, or if you're in a really weird area. But if you've got base stations set up properly, I prefer that. It feels good, and the tracking feels much tighter.
Yeah, that's something I have heard about the inside-out tracking, that when your hands go out of sight of the headset, you get a bit of a bit of a weird moment going on.
A bit of a what?
A bit of a weird moment. And that if your hands move in front of certain objects, you can get like a bit of a wavy distortion that passes like over the object, which can be quite strange if you're looking at it. I know that it's much, much lighter. That's one of the big benefits of the Pico 4 is that it's so much lighter on your head. So if you've got a thin neck, no problem. It's fine. Yes, so that's why a lot of people might want this. I know that it's also got a very, very wide field of view and a higher resolution. I will get into spec in a moment, as we have got a little section on spec, haven't we, for each headset, Jordan?
I believe so.
One of the cons, though, and this is something that you might be able to tell me a little bit more about, as you've used more VR headsets than I have. The screen door effect is apparently very prominent on this headset.
Yeah. So you had it a lot with the Vive. The initial Vive, what's it called? HTC Vive, when they had a partnership with HTC. Do they exist anymore, HTC?
I don't know. I remember they used to make phones. I had a decent phone, and then it broke, and then the company disappeared. I'm not saying it's blamed by my phone breaking, but it was very suspicious.
Your phone broke, and they were just like, quick, and they picked up the building by the foundations, all of the employees, and they walked to a different country.
They did, yeah, because their stock was crashing. They were like, oh shit, we better
We're
go.
going to space, and then they went to space, and that's it. They're out there now.
And they left the base stations on Earth, so they could never contact us again.
That's it. Oh, John, why'd you leave it to the intern to bring the base station?
Screen door.
Screen door. Screen door effect is exactly what it sounds like for anyone who doesn't know, in that if you looked at a screen door, like if you lived in somewhere like the bayou and you have lots of like mosquitoes, you have a screen door.
It's pronounced mosquitoes.
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 Screen door for the mosquitoes. So if you have lots of mosquitoes or insects or whatever, you have a screen door, and that's exactly what it looks like, is that you're looking at it and you can see the gaps between the pixels because of how close your face is jammed up against the thing.
I mean, it is right up in there, yeah. And speaking of mosquitoes, I saw a horrendous video, by the way, the other day of after the floods and the storms. It was mosquitoes in a swamp in Australia that some kind of flood had caused like an outbreak of mosquitoes, and someone's mesh door was entirely mosquitoes.
Yeah, I've seen
entirely.
Like the mosquito nets people put over them when they're like camping, and you can see like all the mosquitoes, like is it proboscis?
Yeah,
all of them just like they're like little noses like coming through,
trying to get in. They're just like,
yeah, let me in.
Like Hannibal Lecter up against the bars.
Horrifying, absolutely horrifying. But yeah, you've got the Vive was, you could see it pretty easily, but at the end of the day, you phase it out. Your brain just phases it out. So you're like, you can find it if you look for it. It still exists on like the Quest 2. Yeah, exactly. Why would you do that? Now I've noticed. Why?
And now everyone listening can also see that nose. Enjoy.
That one person without a nose who's just like, oh, I don't have that problem. Losers.
Joke's on you. I don't have a nose.
Yeah, it is. You can notice it if you look for it, but you tend to zone it out. I'm surprised though, if they've got a higher resolution. Yeah, I'm spinning myself. You think
I thought you were going somewhere.
Oh no! You think if they have a higher resolution, obviously pixels are smaller. So why would you have as much screen door?
I don't know.
Unless they're talking about like comparison to other really high-end headsets.
you can have the difference though between, just because it's got a certain amount of pixels, it can be different for the pixel density. That can affect it. Because if your eye is up close to pixels, it doesn't matter how many there are if they're still the same size. It's only when you get to like really, really tiny. I nearly said something about like quantum and space and stuff, but that wouldn't even make sense for this, but you know what I mean.
Teensy weensy, as the scientists say.
The scientists say that, Jordan. Thank you for filling that in.
I've heard that, even if I haven't.
Hey, we've got proof. Jordan did a science.
I did a science.
He did a science, yes. See more on our TikTok.
So long ago. Also,
this headset does have a smaller offering. Not in terms of like demon offering, I'm talking as in the game's native to it.
I wonder what you were talking about. It's got a smaller offering. It's only got a lamb opposed to a full-on goat.
The offering. It's just a tiny little fucking thing. No, it's just the games. It doesn't have as many native games. You obviously can jack into the Matrix and then play Steam games. You can do that. You may get some like, are you okay? What's happening?
Yeah. I didn't say jack in. Like,
I didn't say jack. Never mind. Let's talk about some specs. So this one you can get in 128 gigs or 256 gigs. You can see me looking off screen as my notes are over there. It has no headphone jack, this headset, which is not the best in my opinion. It's got speakers which are built in, which are okay. However, obviously you want to be using your own ears. You've got USB-C, which you can change to a USB-C to a 3.5mm jack to use normal headphones, or it can take Bluetooth headphones. Depending on your headset may define on how good that sounds, and obviously the signal of it staying connected while you're playing with latency. You probably want some decent little blue buds like these that I got in my ears right now. Not a sponsor. You can't find that in the description below. It has a Qualcomm XR2 with 8 gigs of RAM. 8 gigs of RAM is pretty sweet, to be fair, for a headset. Like, I know a lot of people's gaming PCs have 8 gig of RAM.
It's fine for what it is. If it's just so, is all this done via the headset? So
Yes, this is only the inbuilt. Yeah, this is the standalone.
Right. Yeah, that's not too bad. Like,
pretty decent.
It's okay. I don't mind
Not
that.
bad at all. It's got 4,320 by 2160 pixels, so that's 4K, isn't it? Is that the 4K measurement?
It's like 4280 or something like that, isn't it?
Let's say it more confidently. This is 4280. It's 4280, yeah. It's got 105 degree FOV, field of vision for the uninitiated, and at 72 hertz or 90 hertz. The controller is a haptic motion controller with 6 DOF. The battery in the headset is 5,300 milliamps, and the controllers use AA batteries. So they're not rechargeable controllers, unless you use a rechargeable battery yourself. I don't know how well that would work. I do kind of want it to be rechargeable controllers. I feel like, personally, everything should recharge in a device like that.
Yeah, I get that. Have you seen you can get, like, USB-C or USB, like, micro USB charging batteries now? So it's like, it looks like a AA battery. I just never heard of it until the other week.
Oh, wait, no, I haven't seen that.
No, it's literally just like, it's such a good idea, but not really that practical. It's just like, it looks like a AA battery, and then it's just got a micro USB plug on it that you just put it in.
Straight on in there.
Straight in. Just in.
I love USB-C. Well. I didn't hear it. It was that loud and good that your audio cancelling on Discord cut it out.
Did it clip? No, it didn't. Oh, no. You're in for a treat.
Oh, it's going to be great. Mimi's going to be like, oh, that was good.
It's already happened, so everyone's hearing this being like, I mean, I get it. It was all right.
Throw it in 5 more times.
Again, zoom, enhance.
Enhance. No, I love USB-C, and one of the biggest benefits I found it currently is the new, like the Xbox controllers, the new one. They come with the USB-C, which is really nice, really fast charging.
Yeah.
I think USB Mini or Mini USB, whatever it was, or micro USB was fucking shit. So flimsy and feels really ass.
USB-C is sick. Like the PS5, I've got my PS5 controller over there.
Oh, he's got a PS5.
I do. I bought a PS5, which I've barely been playing because
go and grab your controller for me. Can you do that? Sorry,
yeah, sure.
This is for the thumbnail. We're making a thumbnail now, Mimi.
This is where it turns out I don't actually have a PS5 controller.
And he lied.
Fake flexing.
Yeah, we're gonna pretend these are VR headsets. So like, look shocked and amazed.
I can't see myself when I do it.
No, I know. I don't know what we look like. It could be awful. Okay, let's get on to our next headset. We're going to be talking next about the HTC Vive XR Elite, Jordan, aren't we?
Yes, sir. Yes, sirree. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Bob. Sir. 3 bags of HTC Vive XR Elites. Full, sir. Why? What a stupid name.
It's like a quad-barreled name?
Yeah, Vive XR Elite. Why don't you call it like a Vive Elite? You know what I mean?
What is this? A conservative's child?
It's the Katie Hopkins thing where she's like, I wouldn't name any of my children after a country.
Brooklyn or London.
Your child's called India?
Yes, but you know, that's because it's not related to a location.
It's like one of them's called India, you fucking moron.
It's the way he says it. Isn't your child called India? And she's like,
yeah, it's just like
she's like stunned in headlights.
It genuinely, if you cut it there, it'd be like the intro to an Always Sunny episode where it's like the gang discovers country names or something.
Yeah.
So this one, I'll take it. So this is going to have 1920 by 1920 per eye. So I'm going to compare it to the Valve Index, which is the kind of highest end headset, really, if you wanted to go mainstream through, Vive or Oculus. Valve or Oculus, apologies. The Index has 1600 by 1440 per eye.
Okay.
However, the index has 120 hertz or an experimental 144 hertz, whereas these are only 90 hertz.
Why is it so experimental? Is it just really fast?
Yeah, it's a hardware thing, or like the stability's not quite there, so you can do it, but
but you're really shaky.
Yeah, exactly. It's the Vive XR Elite. I'm just going to call it the XR. The XR is what is most likely a competitor for the Quest 2.
Okay.
The Quest 2 has got like a stupid high market share. It's like 41% of VR headsets are Quest 2.
Yes, it's very high.
Very, very high. But the this is meant to combat that. So all the reports are like that the headset's incredibly light, incredibly comfortable. You can do a few little changes, which I'll bring up in a second. But it's got an FOV of 110 degrees, whereas the index is roughly 120. They don't really say, because being able to move the lenses in and out changes that.
Yes.
It's got USB-C power, USB-C peripheral, Bluetooth 5.2 plus BLE, Wi-Fi 6. It doesn't mention if it's got like a aptX low latency for Bluetooth, which you think they'd say.
What is that? Is it just improves the speed of it?
Yeah, it's just faster, basically. That's all it is. If you've got aptX low latency, it just means that the device broadcasting and the device receiving, if they both have it, very quick transfers.
Okay, cool.
You've got a diopter for each eye, which is really cool. I didn't know this until I did a bit of research, where if you have like wear glasses, you can actually change the diopter. You can dial in the prescription individually on each eye. Within
wow, that's cool.
That's sick.
That's a sick feature. Okay. I wish I had glasses to try it out.
What would you do if you didn't wear glasses and then you messed with it and you're like, oh, my sight's better now? That's how you found out you need glasses. Yeah. I've been doing it wrong my entire time. So it's got 4 tracking cameras, a 16 megabyte RGB camera for pass-through video, which apparently people are saying like you can read messages on your phone and write messages that clear just by looking through the camera, which is really cool.
Yeah.
It's got a removable 24.32 WH battery cradle, which just goes on the back. You can hot swap them, and you'll get about 2 hours per charge. Or you can remove the cradle to plug it directly into your PC and have like a slightly more comfortable headband. Exactly, and then you can do it straight through your PC. The controllers are almost identical to the Quest Pro controllers, which is, it's a tried and true method. I much prefer the knuckle controllers, which came with the Index. They're really cool. It's got a play space of 10 meters by 10 meters, up to 10 meters by 10 meters.
That's decent. That's good.
It seems like an all right headset overall.
You seem very suspicious.
The price. How much can you get a Quest 2 for?
Aren't they like 600, I think?
Really? I got mine for like 400, 350.
Annoyingly, I didn't add the price to these. Why didn't I add the price?
It's all good. 400 quid. You can get a brand new
400 quid.
Meta Quest 2, £400, yeah? This is going to be about £1,000.
Oosh, now that's a big ask. That's for some diehard VR person, isn't it?
Is it for diehard VR though? Because it's not got all the bells and it's got worse FOV than an Index. You know what I mean? Like the controllers aren't as good. It's cool that it's got the diopters and stuff.
That's very cool.
The tracking is cool, but I'd rather have lighthouses if I was going to put some serious money into this.
Lighthouses?
The like tracking beacon things that you've got to have in the corner.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because it makes a huge difference.
Just to backtrack a moment back to the Pico, I've just got the prices. It's €430 and €500 for the bigger memory. Currently, that's what they've announced.
Check the exact price on the pre-order for the new Vive XR Elite.
I think XR might stand for extended reality, hence the cameras.
I am very sorry. It's actually 1,299 Great British pounds.
Ooh! Some of the king's finest. That's the first time I've said that.
Yeah, we've got a king, haven't we?
3 cheers for His Majesty the King. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip.
We've got a king now. Big Charlie. Big fucking Charlie.
Sausage fingers.
Sausage finger Charlie. Is that treason? Are we doing a bit of treason, Jordan? Is that treason?
I don't see why. Go for it, mate. It's 2023. What are you going to do?
Kick out a bit of treason.
That is a lot of money, but I'm wondering if they're going down the path of like, the Oculus Pros. They were going down like a business or like route of design and shiz.
Yeah,
So maybe they're going down that route opposed to making it like a consumer VR device, because that is
possibly
very expensive for basically what a Quest 2 does at a lower resolution.
That's very expensive, yeah. And like speaking of the Quest 2, let's move on to the Quest 2 as well to keep this snappy.
I've got one right here.
Right now. Show it on camera right now. Go, whoo. You could have put that on your face before, when I asked you to put a controller over your face.
I didn't think, all right? It's wired up, mate. I'm not.
It's
I've got
wired
it
up.
Velcroed and stuff, so I don't want to.
All right.
I'm gonna have to unvelcro. That's like 45 seconds of work and then 50 seconds to put back.
And that's why he never plays it. He never picks it up.
It's there to just, I don't know.
Just off camera, he's pretending like his PS5
I
controller.
do have a Quest 2. None
of us believe
look,
it.
here's the Quest 2.
So I found myself despising this poor little sorry headset, and it's literally just because it's Facebook. And
yeah,
I don't know why. I literally I know that you have to create an account to use it. If it was Oculus still, I think I'd feel less bad about getting one. But I just don't want Mark rolling around in my data or any more than he already has been for the past couple of years and selling it on to people. I don't want him mapping out my bedroom and figuring out where stuff goes.
It didn't have family settings at all for the first couple of years.
What does that mean?
There were no security. So, if you had a kid who was like, right, I want to put family settings on this so that I know they're not going to be doing some weird you
VR
could
porn
not
and
for
stuff.
the first couple of years.
Wow. Okay.
There was no family control whatsoever.
I mean, they didn't look after the kids, but they looked after the nerds, because you can get glasses spacers. At least you can get those.
Oh yeah, one comes in the box.
Yeah, that's really nice. That's a nice feature as well.
7p piece of plastic.
Easy. Never mind the kids, protecting them online. Get that nerd some glasses protectors.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, this thing it seems like a pretty decent headset. As you said, it's like pretty much the best-selling headset currently. Like their stock has gone up just because of that. It's VR gaming without cables or a PC. Like, what more can you ask for? It's basically like strapping a phone to your head. It's got 128 gigs of storage. 1832 by 1920 resolution per eye, a Qualcomm Snapdragon XR2, built-in IPD adjustment with 3 settings, cinematic 3D positional audio, Jordan. 3D?
I have not noticed that whatsoever, but that might just be my ignorance.
Maybe. Jordan hears in 2D, he's handicapped, unfortunately.
Anyone's above me or below me, that's it. I hear in mono.
That'd be so weird.
No, it's a good headset. It is somewhat light and comfortable. It can sideload Steam VR as well, because Steam VR is the best thing ever. Oculus stuff can suck my dick.
Exactly. That's the only thing that I've really been interested in whether I can link up these headsets to Steam. My only reservation is I don't have much space in where I am right now, and my PC is here, so I wouldn't be able to hook it up at this point until I move out and get my place. So I don't know. This is the one I was leaning most towards just because of the portability as well. I do like the controllers. I don't know. These aren't rechargeable either, though. That's the thing. They aren't rechargeable either. Why aren't the controllers rechargeable?
They last ages, though.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Absolutely ages, because it's not really doing much. It's like the headset's tracking the controllers.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Yeah, it's inside out tracking.
All the controllers are doing is like checking if you're pulling triggers and stuff, or if you're touching. They're not doing a great deal, which is pretty nice.
Bit lazy, those. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Okay. So what was the price when you got it? Because I'm aware that the price has increased, as well as the other one that we mentioned previous that's gone up.
I want to say about $350.
I
bought mine second hand though off someone, so it's about $300. But at the time, I think they're about $350.
Okay, all right.
Quid, so.
See, that's not bad. That's a pretty decent price. That's something for a first headset. I can see the point they're going at and why people might choose this for a first headset.
Yeah.
I imagine that the price has gone up to try and save their Facebook stock that hit the deck so hard it fucking bounced. And Mark, I lost a lot of cheddar with that because I had some Facebook stock. Literally, it was like boof over a certain period. So the price went up, and now the stock is starting to rise again, hopefully. Maybe don't invest in Facebook right now.
How much did they spend on Metaverse?
A lot.
Billions upon billions.
They're splitting it off into its own company now.
So they can put all the bad debt somewhere else.
Yeah, just push that over there.
All these people, everyone wants Metaverse. At no point did they think to ask people if they wanted Metaverse. All these sad people stood around just like, oh, this is horrible.
Yeah, their Metaverse looks pretty awful. I'm not going to lie, and I don't mean to be horrible, Mark, but I'm sorry, your metaverse doesn't look the best.
Buzz, that you?
Of course it's me. You know I had to be the robot, man.
I thought I was supposed to be the robot.
The only reason I'm going to be playing it is to play games on it. And again, that's just to link it up with Steam.
Straight to Steam. Bypass everything else.
Just to rip out that plug back in so that I'm not portable anymore. Of the ones you've used, is the one you'd recommend over the others? Do you prefer the Quest over your other?
If you're getting into VR, I'd say get a Quest 2 if you're not too bothered. If you are sure that you're going to enjoy it and you would have a powerful PC already, I'd say go for like a Valve Index. Valve Index is about $1,000. And that comes with the Knuckles controllers and the base station and the headset and it's pretty amazing what it can do if you've already got a decent PC and some space. If you just wanted to get into it, use a Quest 2.
Sick. Should we talk about our final headset for the evening?
Yes, absolutely. And that's the Valve Index 2 or Project.
I was like, what is it? What is it, Jordan? Say the name.
Project Deckard, apparently.
Deckard. Do you know what that reference is?
It's Blade Runner.
It's got to be Blade Runner, yeah.
It's got to be.
Zoom, enhance. We've had 2 Blade Runner references in one episode.
There is literally nothing confirmed about the Valve Index 2, so thanks for giving me that one to research.
No worries.
So, you're just like, ooh, this one's got nothing on it. Jordan can deal with that.
Yeah, I know. I like Jordan researching rumors.
Some news outlets have said, and they're basically speculating at this point, is that they want the Index 2 to have dual 8K screens.
Whoa, okay.
That's what they're thinking it's going to be. I have a question for you, Harrison. How expensive are 2 dual 8K screens going to be?
A hell of a lot. Thousands. Like,
how difficult are they going to be to run, Harrison?
The heat that's going to come off that thing.
Heat alone, Harrison.
The heat.
It's rumored apparently that they're going to have to do that to compete with Apple's VR headset that they're going to be bringing out at some point. But even that, the original, like I said before, like the Vive that came out, HTC Vive, was about £800.
Yeah.
You had £1,000 for the Index, which is it's an iterative change, pretty good, made some big jumps. At what point are you, like, most PCs can't run 4K anyway. Mine can barely run 4K playing Tarkov with like medium settings,
Yeah.
Dual 8K screens. They think that
to...
people have the PCs ready for this.
No, they don't. You're going to have some quantum PC headset or something.
What are these speculators like talking about? These are like reputable news outlets. I'm looking at it like, are you fucking dumb? Like, are you actually... Do you know anything about hardware?
Apparently not. They know nothing.
If it does come out like that, though, I'm gonna eat my words.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna... Here it is.
It's going to cost, at that point, you want something... £1,000 is a lot. If you're like invested, it's still a lot of money.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing people spending $2,500 on a VR headset. They most likely won't be able to run anyway.
No. And I think it would probably be more than that. If it's dual 8K screens, like, you can go to, like, whatever it is, John Lewis, and look at the 8K screens they've got in there, and they're like 3K.
Yeah. That's a low end. You can get ones at like 15.
Yeah, you can. I know.
3K is in £3,000, sorry. Not
yes.
3K as in... Yeah, you look for an 8K screen, it's a 3K screen.
It's a 3K. Bastard. They're lying to you.
That seems like it's going to be a lot of money. I don't think that's happening. I think we're looking at something probably like, I don't know, 26 by 26. Like, it'll be a lesser version, but at that point, as long as your pixel density is good, it doesn't matter too much. Like, even if it was 4K lens, like, fair, that'd be very high. 8K isn't worth it at that smaller. The heat alone, like you've said,
the weight.
It's if they wanted a bigger FOV as well. They want these like massive FOVs. How are you going to do that? It's very optimistic to think that way. I think it's
field of vision, again, if people didn't hear us last time when we described that, means how wide your vision is where you've got the headset on, because obviously you don't want to be looking through a little like letterbox.
Wow, this VR is crazy.
Oh my god, I can see the post coming.
So there have been more mentions as well, like there being 3 different versions of the headset. So a standalone model, which would be much like a Quest 2, a wireless model, which would mainly be used for connecting to your PC wirelessly and streaming stuff, and a wired model mainly aimed at high-end VR gamers and enthusiasts. Others have also speculated that the Index Pro will remove the need... Sorry, not the Index Pro, what's it called? Index 2 We'll remove the need for base stations and have built-in eye tracking.
Tracking, yes.
I don't think they're going to go the way of having no base stations with these mainline headsets, because the entire point of them is that they're powerhouses. They're meant for the best experiences, and it's for people who are going to have them set and ready. And also the built-in eye tracking. I don't know if they'll go for that, because only the Vive Pro Eye had that built in previously.
Okay.
It seems like a lot of things to bundle into one product. Why add 5 different features when you can get away with 3 and it drops the cost a lot? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for other people. Unless they only bring in that sort of stuff to the high end. Are we sacrificing Toby?
TOBI tracking.
I see.
That was handled by a third party previously, so unless they're doing it themselves, but again, it's more cost and more weight, and is it needed, and can you get away with it? There's also been mentions of the words modular, which I always see as buzzwords. Modular means nothing. Modular literally means nothing. Why do they keep saying modular? I want it to be a modular headset. How?
What, you have to build it yourself? Like, what does that mean?
It's like, they're releasing these modular phones. It's like, why would you want a modular phone? That'd be so awkward. Yeah. I've taken the battery off by myself. I've removed the camera. Why? They're fine. That's why they are the way they are, is they're small and manufactured. If you want to make it modular, that headset's going to be heavy.
Yeah, it is.
Modular why? It's going to have split rendering, which I can see happening, which is basically the same way that the Quest does it, where you've got the headsets dealing with a lot of the tracking, and then the PC's dealing with the heavy lifting of the video. So all split rendering is. It's not as scary as it sounds. I really hope the lighthouses do stay, because it gives a lot of... It makes the tracking really, really smooth. I really like that. I hope there's a new iteration of the Knuckles controllers, because those are really, really cool.
I imagine they will be. Yeah, the strap where you can like... it basically tracks all your fingers, doesn't it? Yeah.
Oh, so they just feel nice and satisfying as well. And I really hope there's just more first-party Valve titles, because Half-Life Alyx was really, really good. Like, anything that they've done, like even down to the labs they made.
You're gonna bring up the bottle physics, weren't you?
No, not the like the labs. You do like the archery mini games, or you visit Roshan's shop from Dota 2. Really good experiences. Really, really cool.
Sick.
Like seeing a little portal, like black and white outline dudes like driving around. That's cool. so fun. A lot of the VR experiences can feel a bit meh, but when Valve do it, they do it well. Like they should go back to actually just doing more games.
That's why they only make one game every like 10 years. But the thing is, they don't need to, because they're running Steam. They make so much money from Steam.
Oh yeah, here we are. But yeah, I can't see it being as incredible as people say it'll be. But it'll be an iterative good. An iterative good.
An iterative good. And on that note, Jordan, let's get on to what we would like to see and any problems that the industry currently faces. Because, I mean, with a headset of the ones that are on the market at the moment and the ones that are coming out very soon, it really depends on what you want from the headset, whether you're wanting portability, whether you're wanting power, whether you're wanting width, or who controls your data, whether it's Mark or whether you get a Pico 4 and it's some random Chinese company who might be diddling through your records.
Yeah.
They're all going to get your data, so you got to choose someone.
Gaben. My money's on Gaben.
Gaben. I think for some of the problems VR currently are power and portability. Like you're mentioning about once we start upgrading to like 8K screens, it's how are you going to get so much power to these more powerful headsets?
How are you going to get the heat out of them?
I mean, it's the rendering capability as well. If you think about it, when you scale up a screen, you're not just scaling it up slightly. Like going from 1080 to 4K is not a small change.
No, it's what? Is it 4 times the...
Yeah,
density?
it's like compounding. So when you go to 8K, you're doubling 4K, which is then 8 lots of 1080. It's like...
Yeah.
Then your PC has to do that every frame, every second, for 120 frames a second, if that's what you're wanting to run.
And then you've got a lot going on at one point, and then you've got to figure out the AI, what's going on in the game, and then you've got to figure out particles, then you've got to... It's a lot, man. Plus, it's a VR game, so it's got a lot of physics going into it.
It does, and it's got to have physics to feel real. It's got to have that. Yeah. And I think it's only going to get more and more real. I think they'll probably start to move up between these 8K screens. They'll probably want to get to, is it 12K the human eye sees, or just over 12K? They think that once you get to that point, you won't be able to distinguish the reality from a screen.
I don't know. I remember hearing something a while ago where someone said it was like, oh yeah, humans can only see 6, but it seems to increase every year. So I don't know if it's just we can't produce 12K yet. So when 12K comes out, it's like, no, still not got it. Make 14.
24K, it's going to be great.
76, we've hit it, boys.
There it is. No, it might just be a conspiracy. They keep moving it up just to keep selling better screens. I've also noticed that a lot of movies have started coming out in this new format. It's not widescreen. It's not 9:16. It's not CinemaScope. It's like between the two. So now you've got tiny black bars on the top and bottom of your screen.
Oh, is it like 16:10?
It might be that. Netflix uses it for everything now. So now all the cameras are changing, which means screens will probably change soon as well.
Fun.
Okay. Predict me the VR future, Jordan.
Valve are actually going to make some more first-party games.
Okay.
I'd imagine they're all going to be existing IPs, though.
Such as Portal, maybe?
I reckon a Portal game and another Half-Life game.
Like an official Half-Life 3. Are you thinking they might do that?
No, I think it's going to be like Half-Life Alyx 2 or something. Like, it's
going
to carry on. It's not going to be the main story. Base stations are going to stay, but obviously a lot of things are going to move away to just positional tracking with the cameras. We're not going to see 8K in headsets for a while.
No, I don't think so either.
Runnable anyway.
Yeah, no, it's. I don't think it's going to happen unless we start doing like the original Doom in 8K. Like it's got to be something so simple, like that game that I shared in the Discord the other day. Link below if you want to join the Discord. My prediction is that on pass-through in AR, which is what we're seeing with like the XR headsets, like we said with the camera, so you can see through. I think we're going to see adverts put onto the walls of our homes until a piece of legislation comes out where you have to opt in to make this a choice. But the thing is, it's going to be in the acceptance terms and conditions. So you're probably going to get adverts in your own home.
Honestly, I can't see VR I can't see AR catching on as quick as anyone thinks it will. Or like as these companies think it will. Because you've got like, have you ever used an AR headset?
No, I've never had access to one. I never had the option to use one. I know that obviously Apple is going to be launching some kind of headset soon that I think will include a large AR offering, at least for their like Apple Home and all that shit.
I can see Apple pushing one out and it either being the thing that does make AR real or being something that tanks Apple's, like makes people realize that Apple are just around.
That's a prediction. Apple's gonna tank.
Yeah.
Get ready to buy some stocks when they do.
Stonks.
I don't. Stocks has come into this episode quite a lot, unintentionally, really.
Yeah.
I was looking at the stock market before. Maybe it's just that it's in the back of my mind right now, I guess. But who knows?
It's all too confusing for me. I'm gonna stick to video games.
It's very confusing. Just stay out of it. Trust me. So thank you for listening, lovely folk.
Yeah,
that is the end of our episode back. It's great to be back, isn't it, Jordan? Where can they find you?
At the Mr. John Core, I think. Just check the griefburrito thing. You'll see me somewhere.
Yeah.
Where can they find you, Harrison?
At Hazz Wild, and you can find the podcast at griefburrito absolutely everywhere. And make sure to check out Warzone 2 Chads on TikTok for some hilarious edits from our Warzone community, from our Chad squad. And maybe we'll see you next week.
Maybe. We'll see.
Oh, bye.
Oh, see ya.
Ah!